గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ శ్రీనివాస్ గారు.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ గారు.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
యా ఐ యామ్ హియరింగ్ యు.
యా ఓకే క్యారీ ఆన్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ గారు.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ కృష్ణారావు.
సార్ పిఎల్ఐ
चलने से नहीं तो बोलता है ना सीज कर रहा है, इक्विपमेंट सीज करेंगे.
మార్నింగ్.
ప్రజెంట్ చెప్పమ్మా ఇదే పర్లేదు.
సార్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ రాజు గారు.
చేద్దాం అలాగే చేద్దాం. టైం ఇది ఇవాళ ఈ సావిత్రిబాయి పూలే అని చిన్న ప్రోగ్రామ్ చేస్తాను, నేనే చీఫ్ గెస్ట్. ఈవినింగ్ 3కి వాడు పంపిస్తాను.
Good morning, Jain Tripathi from University of Allahabad.
24 का भी एक बार देख के आ जाइए, अरेंजमेंट कैसे करना है.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్ ప్రసాదరాజు గారు.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ అండి.
సార్ సార్
करेक्ट. You can take Viva, you can take anybody.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ ప్రసాద్ గారు.
సార్ సార్
ठीक है. अगर है तो एक क्योंकि जितना नंबर कम हो बेटर. ये डमरू
సార్ రాజేష్ సార్ నమస్తే సార్. పిఎల్ఎన్ రాజేష్ సార్.
శ్రీనివాస్ గారు గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్. యా we can start now sir. Principal garu, can I start now?
Yeah, you can start sir.
Okay.
అందరూ వచ్చారా చూసుకోండి. ప్రసాద్ రావు గారు, మన రిజిస్టర్ గారు.
కృష్ణారావు గారు ఒక్కసారి సార్ వాళ్ళకి ఫోన్ చేయండి.
రిజిస్టర్ గారు వచ్చారని చూడండి. వైస్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ కూడా ఉన్నారు ఇందులో. ఏం మాట్లాడు మన జీవనానికి సందర్భంగా
एक कॉपी चाहिए थे. उत्तर के जैसे रखे वैसे कॉपी चाहिए ना, तो मतलब एक्सट्रैक्ट कर लेंगे. ये है तो साहू।
क्या कहता हूँ सर? प्लीज जस्ट
बुलाओ जरा इससे मंगा।
Harsha, you please respond to my questions. Rector sir has joined. Please move Rector sir into a guest list, not in participant list. Yeah, okay. Sir, Raju sir, shall we start, sir?
Yeah, Srinivas, you can start.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome you all for this inaugural session, 5-day online FDP on GIS and remote sensing. And today's chief guest, Sri PLN Raju Garu, Director, Northeastern Space Application Center, Shillong, Meghalaya. Our rector, respected rector, Professor GVR Prasad Raj Garu, JNTU University, Kakinada. Our respected registrar, JNTU Kakinada, Professor CH Satyanarayana sir. Our respected principal, University College of Engineering, Kakinada, JNTU Kakinada, Professor B. Balakrishna. Our respected vice principal, UCEK, JNTUK, Professor MHM Krishna Prasad. Our HOD, Civil Engineering Department, University of College of Engineering, Kakinada, Professor B. Balakrishna. My dear participants, and good morning, and welcome to you all once again to this inaugural function of 5-day online FDP on GIS and remote sensing. This FDP is being organized on the occasion of Platinum Jubilee of celebration of our College of Engineering, Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Kakinada. And this FDP is sponsored by AICT Training and Learning Academy, Atal AICT, and thanks to the Dr. Ravindra Kumar Soni, Director Atal Academy, for giving a financial support to conduct this workshop. We are very much delighted and that good number of registration have been received across India. Total 200 registrations we have received, and we have sent consent form to everyone. And those who have some domain knowledge in water resource engineering, they are only allowed to participate in this workshop. And this is entirely a multidisciplinary topic, remote sensing and GIS. It can be used in various fields. And the main objective of this FDP is to teach you various geospatial techniques, use of these techniques to various fields such as surface water and groundwater resources, flood management, irrigation management, disaster management, stormwater management, natural resources management, with some case studies. I'm sure this FDP will enhance your skills in GIS and remote sensing and its application to various fields. It will be very much useful to the PhD scholars and MTech students who are attending this FDP. All resource persons for this FDP are from various reputed national, international institutions like IIT Hyderabad, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Bombay, and National Remote Sensing Center, Hyderabad, and Northeast Space Application Center, Shillong, National Institute of Hydrology, and there is one international institution, ICRISAT, Hyderabad also. So they have very rich experience in this field, and they have worked at national and international levels and handle many national, international projects. I request to all use this wonderful opportunity to the fullest. as I keep mentioning every time I send mails to you, for certification, AIST has given some guidelines. Those who have attend 80% attendance and secure 60% in quiz are eligible for certificate. I request you all, please note this point and attend all sessions. And if you have any queries, please post your questions either in WhatsApp group or mail to me. With all your support, I hope and wish this FDP will be a grand success. I really thank all my university officers, officials, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, our respected Registrar, our respected Rector, and our Principal, Vice Principal, HOD for supporting this event. So with this opening remarks, I conclude my speech. I now request a student volunteer to introduce today's chief guest to the attendees. I request a student, please introduce our chief guest, Sri PL
Yes, sir.
to the attendees.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good morning to all the dignitaries, guests, and delegates. I'm profusely elated to take an opportunity to introduce our chief guest of the day, Sri PLN Rajuji, the director of the Northeastern Space Application Center with effect from 7th October 2015. Previously, he was serving as Group Head PPEG at Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, ISRO, Dehradun. Sri Raju has graduated in Civil Engineering from Mysore University in 1984. He achieved MTech in Remote Sensing from Anna University in 1987. He went for a certificate course in Geographical Information System from ITC, Netherlands in 1995. Initially, Sri PLN Raju has joined IIRS ISRO Department of Space during December 1988 as a scientist. In due course, he served as in charge of Water Resource Division, in charge of Geoinformatics Division, Group Head of Remote Sensing and Geoinformatics. In 30 years of research contributions, he has taken lead role in the applications of remote sensing applications, geographical information systems, global navigation satellite system, water resources, 3D GIS and visualization, training, education, and capacity building. He was involved in shaping and implementing IIRS academic programs in addition to teaching. He was responsible for IIRS outreach program. Since beginning from 2007, around 20,000 plus participants were trained. Sri Raju also initiated e-learning program in remote sensing and geoinformation science in 2014. Sri Raju contributed significantly for execution of many national, regional level projects. He is principal investigator for NRIS project for Andaman and Nicobar Islands, team leader for establishment of GeoWeb portal for BAS. He was also responsible for establishment of RS and GS infrastructure at FSI, Punjab Forest Department, etc. He has published around 52 research articles and participated and presented around 50 technical papers. As the director of NESAC, he is spearheading remote sensing applications to natural resources, disaster risk reduction activities, satellite communications for teleeducation and telemedicine, space science, and meteorology and training. He has also initiated and completed more than 70 projects using UAV. He has received ISRS President Appreciation Medal in 2014. He has significantly contributed for getting 2 awards such as National Award for Excellence in Training for the Outreach Program and National Award for Excellence in Training for the e-learning program from Government of India. We are very much grateful for you, sir, for accepting our invitation and marking your presence here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shamira.
Sir.
Sir, I request Sri PLN Raju sir to give your valuable address to the participants. Sir.
Yeah, Dr. Srinivasulu, Director FDC, JNT Kakinada. Yeah, Professor G. Raju, Rector, and Professor Satyanarayana, Registrar, and Professor B. Balakrishna, Principal, UCEK, Professor H.M. Krishna Prasad, Vice Principal, UCEK, Professor B. Krishna Rao, Head of Civil Engineering, UCEK. And, I think my colleague was there, Dr. Raju from NRC. I don't know where he is now.
Yeah,
And all the participants, ladies and gentlemen. Srinivasu, I hope I am audible.
yes, sir. You are audible, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think maybe I just request all other participants to please mute their mic because somebody voice is.
ఆల్రెడీ పోయింది సార్ 10:20కి అయిపోతుంది ఇప్పుడు తర్వాత ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ 2 hours ఉన్నాయని నెక్స్ట్ ఈ 2 to 4 ఖాళీగా
Is it possible to mute from your side or no?
It is possible, sir. We are doing that, sir. I am there.
స్నేహాలు చూస్తానండి
Harsha?
Yeah, I am audible now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now you are audible.
Yeah. So good afternoon, good morning to all of you. As it is introduced, actually I started my career in GIS in 1995. That is exactly 25 years back. And we can say GIS is started long back, around 1960s. So one is father of GIS, Professor Dr. Tamlin's son. So he is basically UK born, but he has started a GIS at Canada, Land Resource Inventory. So that was the beginning in 1960s. And then if you see that GIS, it has transformed so many ways. See, when we started GIS, it is something like creating a database and more of a visualization and getting the information. So like father of GIS, inventory of land resource inventory of whole Canada, that was in, you can say more than 60, 70 years back, which was created. And then that time we were not having any smartphones, and also we were not having any PCs, personal computers. So these are all big computers, mainframe computers, and later on workstations, and now PCs are now transformed into your own smartphones. So when this GIS started, it is more of a desktop and a mainframe and mini frame computer based. And that way you are also aware when GIS came into picture and integrating a remote sensing, ISRO is the one major center in promoting GIS all across.
Now it's connecting, ma'am. Your link.
All across.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
All across India. So shall I continue, Srinivas?
Please continue, sir. Please.
Yeah. See, then when we started remote sensing, it is around 1972 when Landsat series was started, but that time GIS was not there. So only one thing I wanted to highlight is when we are using as a ground-based surveys or remote sensing based activities, we do more than a visual interpretation and digital image processing, classification, etc. But suppose we wanted to know what are all the changes are taking place, and then suppose we want to do some modeling, so GIS is very much required. And initially, when we started remote sensing, that remote sensing was even activity-wise and revenue generation was the top. But now GIS taken a lead because of its utility is not only limited to remote sensing people, it is used for many applications. Suppose if you talk about the police wanted to find out what are all the areas which are all prone to thefts and other crime activities, GIS-based analysis can be taken up. As a business application, somebody wanted to establish any business establishment, either talking about a cool drink factory or nowadays a supermarket and Reliance Flash and all these things they wanted to establish anything, they can also find out which is the best place to do that. What are all the places where nearby resources are available? Even if you want to talk about a sugar factory, if you want to establish, so then we should also know that how much sugar cane fields are there surrounding that, so that we can start. See now.
హర్ష హర్ష మ్యూట్ ఆల్ పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ మైక్.
Dr. Sunanda Reddy. Yeah. I think he is speaking. So, sir, kindly mute your mic, sir.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir. I'm muting, sir.
Yeah. One is another is important thing is a GIS major component is a softwares. So the softwares are also, when we started, is all more of a proprietary software, and they used to cost very highly. And now open source softwares are available. Those open source softwares are also we can use it, like a Quantum GIS, Ilvis and Grass. There are so many softwares anybody wanted to use for creating a database, analysis, modeling, etc. All those things, it is possible. In around 1990, 95 around, this internet GIS has started. So that is further revolutionized. So once used to have a mainframe computer, and GIS softwares are also used to be related to the mainframe computer, etc. And when the desktop computer came and PC-based softwares have come, and then when the internet came, this distributed computing and then visualization and display of all the things, whatever is possible through internet is made available. And then in 2006 or so, the Google has revolutionized placing all the satellite images in a global platform for all over the world, so that people can have access to all these satellite images. See, once you put these satellite images, we also put many other informations. Maps also we added to that, road network and railways network and land use, land cover, and temporal changes, what are happening. Suppose if you talk about a Tehri Dam, which came around in around 2000 time. So that time, what was the before Tehri Dam construction? What is after Tehri Dam construction? This timeline analysis is also part of a GIS, and then through Google you can also visualize that how this Tehri Dam inundated the area, how much area is getting inundated, and then what are all change analysis we can do that. So whatever you do in a Google Maps or Google Earth, Google Images, what we see, all those things includes a GIS. So GIS is nothing but a creation of a different layers, and then that layers along with the satellite image integrated together, so that people can really visualize what is there and find out many things using the Google Images. So it is basically a lot of things happened, and it has really revolutionized the people using these Google Maps. And now our India, we have our own Bhuvan portal, which has been developed by ISRO, NRSC. So those portal, a lot of information is available. See, when you talk about GIS, so I can say that it is something like if you spend 100 rupees, around 70 to 80 rupees we have to spend only for the creation of the GIS layers. So that was the trend what was earlier. So because a lot of input and a lot of manpower component, the cost is involved for creation of a database. So now we have really transformed into availability of all the resources, and those resources we can directly use for your applications. So that is what happening. And another thing is, now with coming of smartphones and then integration of a GPS, global positioning systems, and then we have our own NAVIC. It is called IRNSS, and then there is a GLONASS coming from Russia, and Galileo coming from European Union, and BIDO and COMPASS coming from China. So these are all different systems have come up, and then when you say remote sensing, we say single satellite can capture images and provide information. When it comes to GPS, global navigation satellite systems, so it is getting information from multiple satellites. So that is what, and then that's why we call them as a constellation of satellites. So that is, and then if you wanted to get a position, you require minimum 4 satellites, because there are 3 unknowns, X, Y, Z, and one more unknown, that what we call as a delta T, the time error. When you get a position, normally we use as a surveying person, we use a laser gun and then use a surveying instrument, measuring the laser beam traveling, go forward and returning, so that you get a double the distance divided by 2, you get the distance between 2 points. In case of a GNSS system, so we are measuring only one side. It is that's why we call it as a pseudo ranging. So using the position, so we can also get a lot of GIS layers using these GPS systems. Whatever information you collect from map, like a Survey of India map or a satellite image, so we can also get directly information from the ground, either it is a point or area, or it is a road or a railway line. All that information, if something is added newly, so that updation is also possible quickly using your GPS systems. So nowadays, the smartphones are also enabled with your own GPS system. So using that chip, you are able to get the position. Our own NAVIC system also is used, and then now India is also going a large way, integrating our own NAVIC chip into the mobile phones, so that anybody wanted to use, you can also use our NAVIC. And the positional accuracy, what you get from the NAVIC, it is also claimed that we can get up to 5 meters, whereas GPS, it is said that more than 10 meters accuracy. So that way our NAVIC is getting more and accurate, and that we can use it. And when you integrate with your smartphone, and then we get a lot of information from the ground using the mobiles. Suppose you're traveling in your own car or in a bike, and then you wanted to go from one place to another place using Google Maps. So once the Google Maps, you put it on, and your location is on, and internet, and then GPS is on, then you are told that you are told that which are the places it will be traffic is heavy and the movement is slow. So all this thing is because it is directly whatever you are putting on, so it is going to server. So using the server, they will also analyze the movement of the vehicles. So without having any sensor of their own, so your equipment, your GPS, your smartphone is used as a the sensor, in the sense you are helping the Google people, you are helping whoever all providing this the location based services. So they get lot of information from the individuals. So it is called a crowdsourcing. So that information will be used and it is further analyzed. And then same thing is in terms of information is provided back, so that you can also benefit from that. So these are all what is happening as a smartphone. And another thing is, nowadays when you talk about GPS systems, as I said, the accuracy is 10 meters or something. Suppose you wanted to get more accuracy, so we can also use SBAS system, satellite based augmentation system. So what happens is you are basically augmenting and then increasing the accuracy. See, for that you might have heard about Gagan, GPS aided geo augmentation system. So this is basically integrating with the GPS and also ground network. And one is when you talk about accuracy to be improved, and then you also use a DGPS. This DGPS system will enable you to get accuracy up to millimeter level. But if you want that, you require to spend a lot of money. But if you have a centralized system, that's SBOS system, so you may not get a millimeter accuracy, but you can get up to 1 meter accuracy. So that systems integrated with your mobiles, so the devices also have been developed. So using a Gagan, and then there is a Gagan dongle with Bluetooth, along with your smartphone, if you use, you can also get an accuracy of 1 to 3 meters. So getting that high accuracy with a small dongle, which is costing less than 10,000, it is a tremendous development. Otherwise, you have to buy a GPS which is costing around 70,000 or 1 lakh rupees. So the developments which have taken place has really revolutionized. And one more thing, nowadays, if you wanted to have anything, you should have your own software has to be available. Now with the distributed and distributed computing, your smartphone can use the resources on the cloud, and then cloud can help you to compute everything. That means using a smartphone and not having a computer of your own, not having a resources of GIS layers your own, still we can analyze and get the information. So this is the trend now what is happening. So instant information about a geospatial information, and then also analyze and take decisions. So that is what is possible using GIS. GIS is a powerful decision-making tool combining spatial and non-spatial information and enabling all the people, and can be used for many governance applications. In Northeast, we are doing a lot of governance applications. If somebody want to conduct elections in a real-time monitoring, we can do that. So we also demonstrated, and also we got awarded for doing it for whole Northeast for different states. Similarly, somebody who was doing projects like a Ministry of Donor and Northeastern Council, they spent a lot of money, around 10,000 crores in a year, and they wanted to see that how the progress is happening using a geospatial technologies, drone technologies. We use all this information and online portals, so enable them to execute the projects and also monitor on regular basis. And then if you talk about a COVID situation, what is happening, Arogya Setu, everybody know that. Similarly, suppose if you wanted to monitor anything which is happening and also give alerts, so these all these smartphones can be used. All the disaster management authorities, suppose if the flood is going to happen, or a thunderstorm is going to happen, or lightning is going to happen, and then we wanted to give the alerts exactly to the place where it is going to happen. So really it will help and save the lives. So with this small briefing, and I congratulate Dr. Srinivasalu for conducting such a wonderful program, and also he is enable a lot of participants all across India. So it is really heartening to see so many people are joining and getting benefit from this program. I congratulate him, and I also wish all the participants to learn as much as possible, and then use it in a real-time applications. Whether it is for a researcher or an academician or a department person who wanted to use this, it is really a wonderful tool, and then it really helps enabling in creation of database, visualization, and also decision making and modeling wherever you wanted to talk, any discipline. So the GIS is a strong tool to use it. So with this brief remarks, I once again thanks JNTU Kakinada for organizing such a wonderful program. And also I compliment all of you for organizing such important and useful training program for the participants who have joined all across country. Thank you. Thank you all, and thank you, Dr. Srinivasulu, for giving
Thank
me the
you.
opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful speech, sir. I think you have enlightened entire from starting to present the remote sensing GIS history and how it is useful in various fields. I'm happy to say that I am just a student of, sir, Dr. P.V. Raju, PLN Raju sir at IRS at Dehradun. I did a 4 months course there. At that time, sir was the HOD for the Department of Water Resource Division. He is not only a great scientist, he is a very good human being. He is very good at heart. He used to help students in all aspects. And he was the, I think, looking after the hostel management also at that time we were there. We had a nice food there and good hospitality has extended to all of our students. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Despite your busy schedule, you have accepted our invitation. Anyhow, sir is going to give a wonderful talk on UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle, remote sensing and GIS application to various fields. So that lecture will be scheduled on 8th, 10 to 11:30. So once again, we will see sir lecture on 8th. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you,
once
Siva.
again.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So our next guest is our colleague and head of the department, Professor B. Krishna Rao, sir. Sir is the professor of civil engineering and he has assumed the HOD and 1 year ago and running our department successfully and conducting various programs in various fields. And he is the backbone for development of our department. I now request Professor B. Krishna Rao. Sir, please give your valuable address to the participants.
Thank you, sir. Srinivas garu. Good morning. Today, Chief Guest Sri PLN Raju, Director North Eastern Space Application Center, Shillong, Meghalaya. Guests of honors, respected Professor GVR Prasad Raju garu, Rector of the University, JNTU. Respected Professor CH Satyanarayana, Registrar of University, JNTU. Beloved Principal, Professor B. Balakrishna. Beloved Vice Principal, Professor MHM Krishna Prasad. Coordinator, Professor V. Srinivasulu. Director, Faculty Development Program, JNTU University, Kakinada. Professor of Civil Engineer, my friend. It is my pleasure to welcome you all as a part of Platinum Jubilee celebrations of University College of Engineering, Kakinada, JNTU University, Kakinada. Department of Civil Engineering is conducting a five-day online faculty development program on remote sensing and geographical information system from 4th January to 8th January 2021. Sponsored by AACT Training and Learning Academy. Department of Civil Engineering is started during 1946. Presently, we are having 1 UG course and 3 PG courses. Structural engineering, for soil mechanics and foundation engineering, and water resource engineering. Keeping in view the importance of RS and GS subject is introduced in the curriculum UG and PG students. I thank Principal Professor B. Balakrishna for his continuous support. I also thank Vice Principal Professor MHM Krishna Prasad for his encouragement. I also thank the University Authorities, Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. M. Ramalingaraju garu, JNTU University, Kakinada. Respected Professor GVR Prasad Raju garu, Rector of the University, JNTU University, Kakinada. Respected Professor C.H. Satyanarayana, Registrar of University, JNTU University, Kakinada. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Professor Krishna Rao, and thank you very much for your speech. I now request Professor MHM Krishna Prasad, our Vice Principal, University College of Engineering, to address the participants. Before his address, I request Harish, a student volunteer and MTech student of our department, please introduce Vice Principal to the audience, please. Harish?
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible, sir? Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible. Go ahead, Harish.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity of introducing you to our guest of honor, Dr. Muruga H.M. Krishna Prasad Garu, who is currently full-time professor of Department of Computer Science and Engineering and also vice principal for our University College of Engineering, Kakinada. And he is also a chairperson of Board of Studies for UG and PG programs in emerging courses like Artificial Intelligence, AI, ML, DS in JNUK. And he did his BE from CBIT, Osmania University, Hyderabad, and MTech and PhD in CSC General and in all specific data mining from JNUH, Hyderabad. And his thesis title is Trajectory Clustering Algorithm, a data mining solution to industrial problems, critical analysis and evolution. And Dr. Prasad sir successfully completed a 2-year program by Ministry of Education, University and Research Fellowship by University of Udine, Italy, MIUR. He has done 50 plus research papers in various international journals and conferences, and also attended many international conferences in India and abroad also. He is a member in Association for Computing Machinery, ACM, and also Computer Society of India, CSI, Indian Society for Technical Education, ISTE, and International Association of Emerging Engineers and Computer Scientists, IIMG. And he is also an active member in Board of Reviewers in various international journals and conferences. And his research interest includes data mining, big data analytics, and high performance computing. And during the period in 2015, he participated in program for leadership in university management, PLUM, at National University of Singapore as officials in delegation and higher education team. And cherry on the top, he received a prestigious state teacher award from Honorable Chief Minister of Government of AP on September 5th, 2019. We extend our warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I now request one of the guest of honor, Professor M.H.M. Krishna Prasad, Vice Principal of our college. Please give your valuable address, sir.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Srinivasulu Garu, for nice introduction. Rector, sir, Professor G.V.R. Prasad Raju Garu, Registrar, Professor C.H. Satyanarayana, our Principal, Professor B. Balakrishna, Head of the Department, Dr. B. Krishna Rao. Good morning to one and all. For me, I sincerely thank Professor P.L.N. Raju Garu, Chief Guest, for giving nice introduction on the topic. Really, sir, it's a marvelous talk. Being myself I am a graduate in BTech Civil Engineering. Afterwards, I changed my direction to Computer Science and Engineering. Your lecture is a very impressive introduction session. And coming to this faculty development program, myself is the TechIP coordinator, Technical Education Quality Improvement Program coordinator. We missed the opportunity for hosting this session, Geographical Information System and Remote Sensing. We requested Professor V. Srinivasulu Garu to organize this session under TechIP. Now also we are requesting Professor V. Srinivasulu, after the completion of the session, please try to organize under TechIP. And coming to the college, sir, our college established in 1946, before independence. And currently college is celebrating Platinum Jubilee celebration. College is offering 15 accredited PG and UG programs accredited by NBA, National Board of Accreditation. Under TechIP, for the past 12 years, we have utilized it a lot. Myself acting as the coordinator since 2013. Since 2013, we have utilized 22 crores, which is utilized for enhancing laboratories. Our Professor Director Dr. V. Srinivasulu Garu attended the program in Amsterdam by utilizing the TechIP. He is one of the eminent faculty member of our college. As of now, very few faculty are applying for projects with the external grant. For example, our Professor V. Ravindra Garu is there. Professor V. Ravindra sir. He got first grant. Afterwards, our V. Srinivasalu only got this one. Even though this is Atal FDP, I request all the faculty members of the Department of Civil Engineering to apply at least one grant. Each and every year, we need to apply at least one grant, external grant. Even though we have sufficient funds to organize events, but we need to get grants from other outside the body also. Sincerely, I thank Dr. V. Srinivasalu for giving me the opportunity to speak in front of you, and I thank Professor GVR Prasad Raj Garu, Rector, for accepting the request and addressing the participants. In his absence, I sincerely thank Professor M. Ramalingaraj Garu for his support in delivering and discharging our duties and enhancing the academic ambience of the college. My sincere thanks to Professor Satyanarayana, Registrar of our university. Recently, first time in the history, Computer Science of Department has organized one international conference. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thanks for giving the opportunity. I wish all the best for the participants. Thank you. Thank you, Vanita.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your nice, speech. Definitely, I will organize one more workshop on this topic. Yeah, actually, it was planned in last year March. Due to COVID, it was keep on postponed. So meantime, I got a fund from the Atal. So I'm conducting this one. Certainly, before March, we will arrange one more workshop on the same topic with advanced topics. I think the same participants can attend for one more workshop. He is the man behind all TechCube activities in our college. And our college is one of the best college in national. It was in TechCube utilization fund-wise and all those things. So thank you once again for your constant support in organizing this type of workshops and supporting faculty and conducting various activities under the TechCube. Thank you, Krishna Prasad sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So we have our another guest of honor, our principal, Professor B. Balakrishna sir. I now request a student volunteer to please introduce sir to the audience before sir start his speech.
Good morning, all. It's indeed a beautiful day, all served in the delightful terrain of New York. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing to you a respected guest of honor, Dr. B. Balakrishna Garu. He has steadfast his services as a professor in mechanical engineering, as a director Foreign Universities Relations JNTUK, as the vice principal academics, University College of Engineering, Kakinada.
Rashma, sorry, please speak loudly. Your voice is a little bit low. Please speak loudly.
Okay, sir. He has steadfast his services as a professor in mechanical engineering, as a director Foreign Universities Relations JNTUK, as the vice principal academics, University College of Engineering, Kakinada. Also served as a head for mechanical, petroleum, petrochemical engineering departments, HOD and principal at NCET Shadnagar JNTUH, and presently serving as principal, University College of Engineering, Kakinada, JNTUH. The honorable guest is a member of Executive Council, JNTUK Kakinada by Government of Andhra Pradesh. Reputed guest has also served as coordinator of AP MSET and AP Police Recruitment Board. The distinguished guest has been awarded the Bharat Jyoti for meritorious services, outstanding performance and remarkable role of Dr. Bhishma Narayan Singh, former Governor of Tamil Nadu, Assam at New Delhi for the year 2013, which was organized by India International Friendship Society, New Delhi. Sir has published 36 international journals and 11 national journals, and also attended 20 international conferences and 1 national conferences. We extend a warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rashma. I now request our beloved principal, Professor B. Balakrishna sir, to give his valuable address. Sir,
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm audible.
Yeah, sir. You are audible,
Somebody
sir.
is talking. One more person. I think I'm not clear.
So participant, please.
ఏంటంటే 28 మంది కదా కొంచెం కష్టమే
I think Minor Babu is there in this.
Minor Babu, please mute your mic. Okay. Okay, is it okay, sir? Please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Reshma introduced me. Nice words on me. And thank you once again. Respected chief guest of this 5-day online FDP program, Sri PLN Raju Garu, Director Northeastern Space Application Center, Shillong, Meghalaya. And the distinguished guest, beloved Rector, GVR Prasad Raj Garu, and beloved Registrar, CH Satyanarayana Garu, Registrar JNTU Kakinada, and my colleague, Vice Principal, Mr. Dr. MHM Krishna Prasad, Professor of Computer Science and TechKip Coordinator, and the convener of this program, HOD Civil Engineering, Professor V. Krishna Rao Garu, and the man behind this program, Coordinator, Professor V. Srinivasalu, Professor of Civil Engineering and Director Faculty Development Cell, and the participants. Good morning to once again, and very happy being a guest of honor on this occasion. A 5-day online FDP on Geographical Information System and Remote Sensing from 4th to 8th January, organized by Department of Civil Engineering, University College of Engineering, Kakinada, on the occasion of the Platinum Jubilee celebrations. At the outset, I congratulate the Department of Civil Engineering, and you are conducting this program very correct time, because this is the year we faced a lot of problem due to this corona, and the topic is very important, geographical information and remote sensing. Being a farmer family, it's very interesting that whatever the underground, like minerals or maybe something ground water level, you can get the information with this remote sensing applications, and wherever the sources are available, like ground, like coal or maybe water or maybe any something like fuel, gas, you can find out with the help of this geographical information and remote sensing. And thank you, Srinivasalu Garu. You are conducting a good program sponsored by ASCTE. Thank you once again. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your support. Without your support, we could not have been conducted this type of workshop. And your leadership during this Platinum Jubilee celebration is very much appreciated. You are doing a lot of service to the college during this period, and I'm happy to say that there is any proposal comes from individual or department, it will be very smooth, and it is a quick response we are getting. So that is why we can conduct this type of workshop. I'm happy to see you as a one of principal during this Platinum Jubilee celebration of college, our college. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I now request our today distinguished guest, our respected Registrar, Professor C.H. Satyanarayana, sir, to give his valuable address. Before start give his address, I request student volunteer, please introduce our respected registrar to the participants.
Yes.
Pratyusha.
A very good morning, Monica. Sir, this is Monica, sir.
Monica, please go ahead. Okay.
Yes, sir. A very good morning, one and all. I'm pleased and honored to introduce our guest, Dr. C.H. Satyanarayana Garu, who is very well known for his researches. His researches are immense and his achievements display his passion towards researchers. Dr. Satyanarayan Garu was born on 10th May 1973 at Kamampadu, Krishna district. He has pursued his PhD at JNTU, his master's at Andhra University in the period 1996 to 1998, and his bachelor's at Andhra University under CS Computer Science Engineering in the year 1996. Currently serving as registrar and professor of CSC at JNTUK, Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Kakinada. He was indulged in recognition, speech recognition, fuzzy logic, cryptography, and biometrics. His dedication and passion seem very intriguing and inspiring towards researchers. His research projects include TST project identification of research in high priority areas, which is known as IRPHA, IRPHA, creation of facilities for translation research in type 2 diabetes mellitus with a whooping amount of rupees 53 lakhs 12,000. I mean, sorry, sir. 5 crore 31 lakh 21,600. DRDO project analysis and study of dynamic evolutionary algorithms for optimization problems with a whopping amount of rupees 9 lakh 90,000. He didn't stop here, but tried spreading his research knowledge through his books, international journal. Apart from all these researches, he has had a teaching experience of 20 years and an administrative experience as registrar, director, academic and planning, controller of examinations, officer in charge of examinations, head of the department, member board of studies, member strategic working committee, coordinator software development center. Besides this, he was awarded 25 PhDs and 9 more are in progress as recognition for his hard work and passion. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Monica. I now request
Thank you, Manu Garu.
our registrar to give his valuable address. Sir.
Thank you. Respected Chief Guest, Sri PLN Raj Garu, Director, Northeastern Space Application Center, Shillong, Meghalaya. Respected our Rector, Sir, Professor GVR Prasad Raj Garu, Professor Balakrishna Garu, Campus College Principal, Professor Krishna Prasad Garu, Vice Principal, Faculty Development Center, Faculty Development Coordinator, Professor V. Srinivasulu Garu, Head of Civil Engineering Department, Professor Krishna Rao Garu, and Faculty of Civil Engineering Department, and the other dignitaries, my dear colleagues, participants, a very good morning to you all and welcome to the Faculty Development Program. At the outset, I thank the Civil Engineering Department for having initiated such an awakening faculty development program, Geographical Information Systems and Remote Sensing, in connection with the Platinum Jubilee celebrations. Civil engineering is considered as Royal Engineering, and the kind of transformation which has been so far in this dynamic era has its roots from Faculty of Royal Civil Engineering. History is evident to witness Stone Age to Still Age as the result of our civil engineers. It is purely their aspiration and zeal. Today, not paths, but avenues are open to us to achieve our goal and accomplish our tasks. In sequel to the ongoing expertise opinion, I would like to put forth the latest technologies and their impact on the global arena with respect to civil engineering. The current 5-day workshop on GIS and remote sensing has been unique for its conceptualized framework. GIS provides the ability to both capture and analyze the spatial and geographic data. GIS applications map the data as output for the geographical study as input. Remote sensing and the data and presenting with picture view using various techniques and methods earmark GIS the outstanding strategy. GIS and remote sensing have their origins with best support to various domain applications like engineering planning, management, logistics, insurance, telecommunications, so on and so forth. I strongly believe the unforeseen realistic approaches of GIS and remote sensing in all spheres of life. I wish that this 5-day online workshop unleashes the concealed aspirations of scholars and to make a change in the world. Mahatma Gandhi always emphasized that be the change you wish to see in the world. My humble plea is to make the best of such affluent workshops on the booming technologies. Thank you and thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your wonderful speech. He himself is an expert in image processing. I know him, he has guided more than 25 PhD scholars and published a number of international journals and conducted many R&D projects, and recently has conducted an international conference on computer science. He's a great researcher in addition to the great administrator and great human being also. And during this critical time, he has handled all issues very smoothly, running our university. You all know we have more than 250 affiliated colleges affiliated to our university. Running all those colleges, it's not a easy task, especially during this pandemic situation. He handled it very smoothly and without disturbing an academic activity or an administration activity in our campus. He is the man behind running this, smoothly all this activity with a smiling face on his smiling on his face. I thank you, sir, for giving your valuable speech. Thank you once again, sir, for your support. So now our another distinguished guest, our rector, Professor D.V.R. Prasad Raju. Sir is a professor of civil engineering from our own department. Before his giving his valuable speech, I now request student volunteer to introduce sir to the participants.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible. Please go ahead.
A very good morning, one and all. Today, this task of introduction, the distinguished guest, Dr. G.V.R. Prasad Raj Garu, is a great privilege. A man of virtue and simplicity, I feel elated to introduce him to everybody today. If one takes a closer look at the alchemy of the achieving person, two distinct virtues pop up beside perseverance and hard work. These are pioneering spirit and willingness. Dr. G.V.R. Prasad Raj Garu, born on 1st June 1963, devoted his services as a professor in civil engineering, as a principal of UCEK, registrar, as the director of academics and the director of academic audit, and also the controller of examinations JNTUK. Currently serving as the rector and coordinator for RUSE. During his period as the controller of examination, known for the establishment of result process for the very first time in the university. Dr. Prasad Raj Garu is also known for the development of infrastructure in the university while his period as a registrar. Having above 30 years of experience in nurturing UG and PG students, the distinguished guest has been awarded the State Best Teacher Award, Institute of Engineers Award, and twice as the College Best Teacher Award. Sir has published a total of 47 international journals, 10 international conferences, 20 national journals, and 72 national conferences. Reputed guest has served as a convener of APPGC twice and as a convener for AP Genco and AP Transport. Dr. Prasad Raj Garu has played a key role in selection process of regular teaching faculty and non-teaching staff during his service as a registrar, and also conducted 3 convocations during the same period. While his term as the Director of Academics and Planning, he's been involved in granting affiliations and designed courses by for UG and PG students. He's also conducted academic audit for affiliated colleges and streamlined academic schedules as a Director of Academic Audit. As a principal, he played a crucial role in getting accreditation for 15 UG and PG programs. He is also responsible for getting UG extension for UGC autonomy. Respected guest has published more than 130 reputed journals and conferences. And is a member of FIE, FIGS, MISTE, MIUT, MIAH, MIRS. Prasad Raj Garu is a chairperson of Institute of Engineers and Indian Geotechnical Society and EC member of JNTUK. It's an honor to have you here, sir. We extend a warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Amma, for the nice words. The coordinator of the program, Dr. Srinivas Garu, Professor of Civil Engineering and also Director Faculty Development Center. The chief guest of today's program, Sri PLN Raju Garu, Director North East Space Application Center, Shillong, Meghalaya. And my friend and registrar, Professor Satyanaran Garu, the principal of the college, Balakrishna Garu, and vice principal, Professor Krishna Prasad, and head of civil engineering department, Krishna Rao Garu, and my dear participants, a warm welcome to you all for this very, very important 5-day online faculty development program on geographical information systems and remote sensing. And I also appreciate the efforts of Dr. Srinivas Garu, the Faculty Development Director, for his excellent work in COVID time. So in spite of various problems due to Corona, so has taken up number of faculty development programs online and in case of necessity, some programs offline, and has wonderfully done all the faculty development activities during the recent times. And the principal of the campus college, they are celebrating Platinum Jubilee celebrations, and they have started the event in a great fashion, the inauguration sometime around July of this year. And this is year-long celebrations, and we are taking up even to the 2-year celebrations with the permission of Registrar Satyanaran Garu, my friend, and he's doing extremely good since he took over as registrar in various activities, development, etc. And the Platinum Jubilee celebrations, we have conducted different activities under the purview of principal, and this is all another good activity which we are organizing now with the coordination of Dr. V. Srinivas Garu, the Faculty Development Program 5-day. It's a general area, remote sensing and GIS is a general area, and PLN Raju Garu has given a complete insight, and he is also delivering the class also. Definitely that will be useful for all the participants, maybe around the country, and don't miss his class. And extraordinarily he is taking up the talk as some few, and maybe other than civil students, if they are attending some of the, very fundamental information. As you know, remote sensing is the art and science of making measurements of the earth using sensors on airplanes or satellites. These sensors collect data in the form of images and provide specialized capabilities for manipulating, analyzing, and visualizing those images. I too studied the subject some time ago. Very, very fundamental information, maybe known to the branch of civil engineering, but some of the information maybe some other branches. So as you know, remote sensing image is integrated within a GIS, and a geographical information system is a computer-based tool for mapping and analyzing future events on Earth. We are also running a program on spatial information technology, PG studies under the Institute of Science and Technology, and I'm also in charge for the Institute of Science and Technology time being. And further, the eligibility criteria is not only civil engineering but also the engineering background of other branches also. So the GIS technology integrates common database operations such as query and statistical analysis with maps, and GIS manages location-based information and provides tools for display and analysis of various statistics including population characteristics, economic development opportunities, and vegetation types. And also allows you to link databases and maps to create dynamic displays. Additionally, it provides tools to visualize, query, and overlay those databases in ways not possible with traditional spreadsheets. And these abilities distinguish GIS from other information systems and make it valuable to a wide range of public and private enterprise for explaining events, predicting outcomes, and planning strategies. The integration of remote sensing GIS has been successfully applied in many fields related to natural resources. Even our chief guest has mentioned all these things. And environmental science, including agricultural, forestry, land use, biological conservation, ecological restoration, and natural hazardous management. With the recent advances in computing innovation, artificial intelligence, and big data science, the integration of remote sensing and GIS is approaching a new phase that will further enhance the analysis of spatial data from various resources. Finally, the remote sensing and GIS, as you know, focuses on a selected range of issues, including topics such as the nature of remote sensing data sets, issues of accuracy and uncertainty, data visualization and sharing activities, as well as developments in aspects of ecological modeling research. Considerable advances have been made over recent years and foundations for this future research established. Anyway, as you know, GIS is a very important tool. Combination of remote sensing, it is really required not only for civil engineering branch but also for all other branches and specialized areas. So this is a huge advantage for the advanced researchers, even for the researchers who are who want to do innovations. The participants, what I am suggesting is don't try to miss any class from any of the experts. And Srinivas Garu, Director of Faculty Development, and he took a lot of strains in talking to the various speakers, and he is the person who is responsible for making up this 5-day faculty development program. And also thank on this occasion the resource persons for their acceptance, and I wish the participants very all the best, and I hope this workshop will definitely benefit our participants, and it will be useful for you for future research. Thank you.
అలా చేశారంటున్నా అది ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి ఆన్సర్. సరే నేను మళ్ళీ మాట్లాడతా, స్టూడెంట్స్ ఉన్నారు మీరు మీ దగ్గర. ఓకే
శ్రీనివాస్, గో హెడ్ అండి.
చెప్పండి. ముఖ్యంగా మీరందరూ కాకినాడ లోకల, వేరే ఊరు నుంచి వచ్చిన వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారా? ఎవరు లేరా? ఓకే, మంచి డెసిషన్.
శ్రీనివాస్, గో హెడ్. ఏదో మీది ఏదో కనెక్షన్ ఏదో ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చినట్టుంది.
Okay, now it's okay, sir? Yeah, thank you very much, sir. I just want to mention one thing here. When sir was the Professor G.R. Prasad Raju sir was the principal of our college, we have started this MTech program in our department. With his support only, we have started that program. Now, I think it is running very successfully. Many students got placement at various companies, L&T and all those things. It's just because of you, sir. Sir has a vast administrative experience from HOD, Vice Principal, Principal, Controller of Examination, Director Academic Planning, and Register, Rector, and many more. And he is the man who can solve critical problems very easily, and very positive thinking and helping nature. I thank you very much, sir, for blessing this occasion with your wonderful speech. Thank you once again. Thank you very much, sir. I thank all the university officials, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Ramling Raj Garu, our Rector, Professor G.R. Prasad Raj Garu, and our Registrar, Professor C.S. Satyanarayana sir, our Principal, B. Balkrishna sir, our Vice Principal, M.H. Krishna Prasad, our HOD, Professor B. Krishna Rao, and all our faculty members, professors who have supported
Sorry.
for conducting this program. I also thank all the participants who have registered for this FDP. Without you, this could not be possible. I thank you one and all for your wonderful support. I wish this one FDP is a grand success. Now it is time is 11:18. I think we'll take a 5 minutes break. Sharply, we will start our first technical session at 11:25. So Professor P.V. Raju, scientist and head of Water Resource Monitoring and Assessment Division, NRSC Hyderabad. He will take first session on recent trends in remote sensing and GIS application to water resources. So it is the beginning. You will introduce all basics of remote sensing and applications of remote sensing to water resource. I request to all the participants, please take a 5 minutes break and join sharply at 11:25. Okay. And thank you one and all. So if you want to stay, anybody, you can stay online. That's up to you. But we will start the session sharp at 11:25. So thank you one and all. Thank you, sir.
ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి హాఫ్ అంటే ఒక 200 మందిని మార్నింగ్, ఒక 200 మంది ఈవినింగ్ మీకు